Now at 6, dangerous heat continues. The trails and parks closed, and how hikers can stay safe.
It makes us feel like we're going backwards instead of forward.
Hate crime-related vandalism in Hillcrest, who police are looking for. Plus, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to announce her running mate today, who were the final 3 contenders.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
And more excessive heat is heading our way. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. I'm Chris Groh.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Glad you're with us here. We do want to get you prepared for the heat of the day. So your forecast does include hot temperatures. Along the coast, of course, always feels better, but temperatures will be well above average by about 10 degrees at our beaches. That was a live look at Del Mar. Here's the view from San Miguel towards the coast. And check out your weather headlines. We are calling for a weather impact alert today because of inland valley temperatures, 95 to 105. Hot and dry with building high pressure. Monsoonal moisture will arrive by the middle of the week. Right now, it's pretty warm, even close to 70 degrees in some spots. But more heat on the way. We'll let you know about it all coming up. Also this morning, a warning for people who plan on hiking after 6 people had to be rescued off a closed trail near Ramona yesterday.
And CBS 8's Regina Yarita is live in Poway with more on this story, but also with what parks and trails will be closed and precautions that hikers need to maybe take. Regina?
Yeah, good morning, Chris and Netta. We're here at Iron Mountain Trail. We're just outside of that trail entrance. We've been seeing several people taking advantage of the cooler temperatures this morning, but as that sun starts to come out, it's going to be a very different scenario. Definitely those hot temperatures, and it's not the time to go on a hike. Now, yesterday, as you just mentioned, crews first responded to a call about 4 teenage boys who went down near the Three Sisters trailhead. It's been closed due to the excessive heat warning in the county, but the 4 boys walked down anyway and began to experience heat exhaustion. Once CAL FIRE got there to help the 4 boys, officials noticed 2 other hikers experiencing the same symptoms. They airlifted all 6 patients out of the trail and 4 were transported to the hospital. Now, incidents like these is why officials remind people to avoid hiking trails during a heat advisory or warnings. There are also trails that are closed because of this. So some of the closures include the San Diego River Gorge, Cedar Creek Falls, Three Sisters Falls, as well as other trails listed on your screen there. They're all closed due to excessive heat warnings and heat advisories issued. Now, if you're heading out for a hike, remember to go early in the morning, like right now, hydrate before, and bring plenty of water. So back out here, of course, check on your pets as well as your kids and reconsider taking them during these extreme heat temperatures. It's best to keep them inside during cool temperatures. That is the latest here in Poway. Regina Yarita, CBS 8.
All right, Regina, thank you for that. And now this morning, police do need your help finding 3 people who are believed to be behind hate crime-related vandalism in Hillcrest. On Friday morning, this is disturbing, a swastika and anti-LGBTQ+ slur spray painted on a trash can and a wall near 5th Avenue and Robinson Street. Police say they do not have a license plate, but they do believe the people responsible for this possibly left the area in a car similar to an early 2000s gray Buick Century with a missing right front hubcap. They say they will now increase police presence in the area. Businesses, the business owners and workers say it's sad to see this kind of hate still happening in 2024.
See stuff like that, it just makes us feel like we're going backwards instead of forward.
The swastika, like obviously that wasn't expected. Yeah. That symbol in 2024 in this day and age is hard.
And you may remember this not too long ago. A series of pellet gun bullets were fired at businesses and people in Hillcrest. That was in May. Those incidents also investigated as possible hate crimes. Today, the trial over custody of Maya Millete's 3 children expected to start. The Chula Vista mother disappeared in January of 2021. The children's father, Larry Millete, is accused of killing her. Millete has been in jail for over 2.5 years, and his trial expected to start next January. He's also expected back in court today for a readiness conference. Vice President Kamala Harris expected to announce her running mate today.
Yeah, they will get off to a running start as the new ticket visits the major battleground states in the days ahead. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
Vice President Kamala Harris faces a Tuesday deadline to pick her running mate. Harris met with prospects over the weekend, including Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
It's a perfect match because he can get the votes in Pennsylvania. Shapiro can get all the votes in Pennsylvania, and we can go ahead and win it. United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain said on CBS Face the Nation that he hopes Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is the VP pick.
I just believe he brings a huge dynamic, and I believe a Harris and Beshear ticket would be unbeatable.
Once Harris reveals her choice, the newly minted ticket will set out on a 7-state battleground tour, starting in Pennsylvania, then heading to Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. A new CBS News poll shows the percentage of Democrats who say they'll definitely vote has now risen to its highest point this year, with Harris improving enthusiasm among black voters and young voters, data points that have tightened the race. Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas says Harris has yet to be tested on the campaign trail.
I think we always knew this campaign was going to be a close race. But remember, she's only been the nominee for 2 weeks now. She hasn't answered a single question, not one single question by the media.
The CBS poll also shows more voters believe former President Trump's policies would decrease crossings at the U.S. southern border, as immigration remains a top issue for Republicans. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Vice President Kamala Harris has a 1-point edge nationally in the CBS poll, which stands in stark contrast to President Biden's numbers. He was down 5 points nationally when he exited the race.
And another horse competing at the Del Mar racetrack, I should say, has unfortunately died. Here's video from Saturday when Handsome Red was injured.
It up in the blue cap as 8 length. Oh, been eased down at the rail here as Handsome Red. Handsome Red pulled up. Fight the Fed is in second. Down at the rail as Handsome Red.
The 3-year-old horse was euthanized after suffering an injury to his right leg. It happened at the 5/8 pole in the third race. Saturday was the 4th career race for Handsome Red. This is the 3rd horse to die during the summer racing meet. Last year, 5 horses died from racing or training injuries. And the countdown is almost over. 2 pandas are set to debut at the San Diego Zoo this week, and CBS 8 has been on panda patrol since it was announced that the U.S. would get its first pandas to enter the country in more than 2 decades. Now, Thursday, guests will get a chance to see Sing Bao and Yun Chuan. They arrived at the zoo in late June, and if you would like to see the panda soon, we'll just go to CBS8.com to find out how you can get tickets.
Yes, the big day
Very
Thursday.
excited for this one, and unfortunately for the pandas, a little warm,
It's
you know,
been
for their hot arrival, if
Right.
you will.
They're like, we already have all this fur. What's up, San Diego? I know. It's been warm, but of course, where they are, that beautiful new home of theirs, fully shaded. There's lots of greenery. It's beautiful.
Little bamboo.
They're very well taken care of course they are. But good morning to you. We're all going to be under a lot of heat today. So let's show you. We do have a weather impact alert day today and tomorrow because of these temperatures that you see right here. 95 to 105. Yeah, that's not typical for us. Of course, above average, hot and dry today with high pressure. And then monsoonal moisture will be back by the middle of the week. That's when temperatures will cool, but we also might see thunderstorms. It might feel a little muggy out there. 68 right now, that's for downtown. Chula Vista 66, 67 Santee, Carlsbad 66, National City at 67. So now's your chance. Now that the sun is just coming up, it's our coolest time of the day. Make sure you get any outdoor activities that you really need to do right now before it starts to heat up. Heat advisory in effect by the Weather Service. This is for all of these areas in orange. Excessive heat warning for the pink, of course, the deserts, through tomorrow night. So these advisories and warnings extend across much of the western United States, as you see, obviously, through Nevada, Arizona. You see it even in Idaho with fire weather warnings, all because of a big ridge of high pressure that's expanding, getting stronger. That means for downtown San Diego, we're all the way up to 86 by the warmest time of day, 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's going to be pretty warm. That's for downtown where people go to get relief. Inland, 102 in Ramona, 97 in El Cajon, La Mesa, also in the 90s, Escondido, a day in the 90s, same with Fallbrook, 116 for Borrego Springs. So you can see why those warnings and advisories have been issued. Of course, things are going to be pretty uncomfortable, but here's relief. I did want to show you this 5-day forecast inland from the upper 90s to the low 90s tomorrow, and then we do take a nice little drop. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, temperatures in the upper 80s. Checking in on traffic here this morning, and it does look like drive times are pretty good. We're in the green, so that's always a good sign. For the 78 westbound between the 15 and the 5, speeds are normal. It'll only take you 14 minutes. Wider view here, it looks like there is one crash I'll look into, and I'll provide you with that information as soon as I can. But here's a look at the border wait times from Customs and Border Protection. 70 minutes to get through the general line at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, 90 minutes for the general line at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry.